Okay, so in this video, I just want to teach you a little bit about yarn. This is like how to read the labels on yarn. This brand is Himalayan Dolphin Baby Yarn, and all the brands are a little bit different. So if you follow their gauge, I've been crocheting obviously for a long time. So here it says if you ever want, like, depending on what you're making, you're gonna want to. The yarn gauge will vary. Let me see if I can zoom into this a little bit better. Oh, geez, that's blurry. This doesn't look like I can really get in too close here. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Okay, there you can see it says super bulky 6. So as far as I know, it goes down to like 1, and I think it's up to 7, but 1 would be like super fine and threads. 2 would be really thin, and that would be for like making socks. 3 is more of a baby yarn. You see a lot of 3s. It's not just a baby yarn, but it's going to be like used for blankets and clothing, things that are a little bit more lightweight. 4 is pretty much your standard yarn. Like 4, you can use it for a lot of different things. It's pretty much your go-to for just about anything clothing related. Blankets, stuffed animals, would be a 4. 5 is a bulky. 6 is a super bulky. So those you would use for sweaters. I use them for stuffed animals. Anything that is going to require, beanies. Anything that's going to require more warmth or a bulky texture, you would use a 5 or 6. So I don't really knit. I've tried, but when I'm used to the hooks on crocheting, so here it'll give you the recommended size hook that you should use with this yarn. It's a 4.5, give or take a little bit. You can use I usually go with the one that's recommended on the pattern, and I might sometimes change it up a little bit up or down if I want the item to be smaller or larger. And then this is the size of the recommended knitting needles. Again, I don't really know much about it, but then it also gives you, if you do 14 single crochets in a square, a 10 by 10 square, then you can do like a little test swatch to make sure that it's coming out the right size. For me, I don't really care because I kind of have enough experience to just kind of know that if I use a little bit smaller hook, my item's going to come out a little smaller. If I use a bigger hook, it's going to come out a little bit bigger. But it does vary depending on the type of yarn and the brand. So if you really are particular, you can do a little swatch to see if it comes out correctly. And also if you crochet really tight and you crochet really loose, it's going to vary. So, and then this just tells me like the weight of the yarn. And this is not a US based brand. I actually have to buy this on Amazon, but it's made in Turkey. But it's my favorite to use for stuffed animals because it's soft and it's more like condensed or compacted than some of the other soft brands. However, a lot of the patterns I have, the animals come out like 10 inches maybe. So if I was to use a Bernat blanket yarn, it might come out to be like 12 inches. So there is a sizable difference. Also, if your pattern calls for like the regular worsted weight 4 yarn, you can't always switch it out and use plush yarn. Sometimes it messes up the measurements of the animals and the sizes and it doesn't look right. So, but some you can, some you can't. It kind of just mess around with it. So yeah, anyway, if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments.